Did the writers do coke? I have so many questions. Hi, hello, how are you? How are you doing today? Good to hear. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly. That's everything. That's all I have to say. I hope you're taking care of yourself, because if not,
I swear to God, I'll fucking end you.
anyways, today we're doing, kind of a book video, kind of not. We're just gonna be tier ranking Pretty Little Liars' crimes against humanity. I love Pretty Little Liars, but it's so bad, I've kind of convinced myself it might be the best show ever written. No show since has been able to capture the unintentional level of chaos. And then I was like, no, you didn't. But then she was like, you totally did. And I was like, no, I didn't. Oh, hi, girl bosses. I didn't see you there. Well, since you're here, why don't we take a little bit of a break from this video and talk about this video's sponsor, Book of the Month. Book of the Month is a super popular and incredibly quickly growing online book service for readers. Their mission is to promote new and emerging authors and also provide readers with books that they'll genuinely love and enjoy reading, which, like, I'm down for. Every month, the Book of the Month team vets hundreds of books and gives their readers a choice from their curated selection of new and early release titles. Another thing I love about Book of the Month is their skip policy, which basically means it's a no-risk agreement you're entering into. If one month the curated selection of books don't jive with you and they're not your jam, you can skip and you're not going to be charged. Also, if you're a hardback baddie and you love hardback books, they have the best price for a new release hardback fiction. With the code that I'm putting up on the screen now, you can get a hardback for $9.99. Where else? Where else am I seeing that? So now I'm going to take you through the 5 books that are the June picks for Book of the Month. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian, Sky Falling by Mia McKenzie, Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. I picked... You can't see that. The Maidens by Alex McKellides. This is a dark academia thriller, and I want to crack this out when I'm in a reading slump and I'm like, I can't read another word. I actually forgot how to read. I don't know how to do it, because I think this is the kind of gripping thriller that will, like, rip me out of a reading slump, you know? So head to bookofthemonth.com. I'll link it in my description along with the promo code, and you can check out these picks and get a hardback for $9.99 and spend a little less time researching and deciding what to read and some more time reading. Okay, number 1, we have Hannah getting hit by a car. This was when A hit Hannah with a car, and A was Mona at the time. I included this in the list not because it's a shocking thing that A did a lot of shocking things, but because it was Mona, and when Mona came back to school after hitting Hannah with a car and they knew it was Mona who hit Hannah with a car, she was upset that Hannah didn't want to be her friend anymore. That's girl boss energy. I'm putting that on someone wrote this because it's unhinged. Okay, next we have the 1920s Adderall-induced hallucination Spencer goes on. Spencer gets addicted to Adderall because there weren't enough layers to this show already, and she goes into a 1920s hallucination. I'm gonna put this in why did this happen? It doesn't need to happen. Number 3, we have Tippy the bird. This is immediately going into perfection. The writers of Pretty Little Liars were like, we need a clue. We need a clue for the girls because they need to know that Allie had a relationship before she died with an older man. How can we give this clue to them? Like maybe a photo or an old journal. And then one writer at the end of the table went, or what if it's a bird her grandmother had and the bird says the phone number of the guy? What if it was just the bird? The bird said the dial tones. The bird sang the dial tones to this phone number. And then Marlene King, the producer or head writer of Pretty Little Liars, went, that's it. The bird was like, and they were like, what the fuck is this? And then somebody was like, oh my god, it's a phone number. Okay, this is the corset that Spencer wore for a bridal fashion show. They did like weird fashion shows in this show for no reason. And it was revealed that the corset was made of finger bones. Finger bones. So we're gonna go with someone wrote this. Why does this need to be in here? It doesn't. Why does this need to, it doesn't need to be in there. Okay, also we're gonna go in the why did this happen category. The time time that A sent Emily a necklace with Emily's dead girlfriend's teeth on it. Why did that happen? Okay, one of my favorite moments we have when Adam Lambert, yes, that Adam Lambert, was on the Halloween train, which was a train everyone was on during Halloween for a party. He was in character as himself. He was just Adam Lambert. He wasn't playing a person. He was just, I'm Adam Lambert. And if you watch this episode, and I implore you to, he sings like 3 songs. It's an impossible number of songs. It's so many songs for a show. I'm gonna go with This Is Fine, because nobody wrote that. They were just like, what if we get Adam Lambert? Side note, one time I was having a conversation with my partner, and we were both talking about the lead singer of Queen, and it took us about 20 minutes to realize that I was talking about Freddie Mercury and he was talking about Adam Lambert. Okay, this is going to perfection as well. This is when Hannah went to the dentist and A put her under like anesthesia and put a message in her tooth. This is the exact level of chaos I am looking for in my teen drama shows. I want something so fucked up, I am concerned for the person who wrote it. And that's what this is. Okay, next we have when it's revealed that Ezra Fitz, Arya's boyfriend slash teacher slash local pedophile because he's a teacher dating his student, he is revealed to be a direct descendant of F. Scott Fitzgerald of The Great Gatsby. That is going on. Why? There's no need. Next we have Jessica De Laurentiis, Allison's mom, burying her own daughter alive. Jessica De Laurentiis found her daughter passed out in her yard. Didn't check a pulse, didn't check for breathing, didn't call 911, and instead just buried her in the backyard. You know how a human reacts? She just said, oh, this is she's probably just dead. I shouldn't check. I'm the judge, jury, executioner on this. Into the ground you go, daughter. She buries her alive. I'm going with someone wrote this. We have the character of Byron, who is Arya's dad. I am putting that in the perfection tier because Byron is played by Rob Lowe's younger brother, Chad Lowe, and it is pitch perfect casting. He looks like Rob Lowe, but off. It's like uncanny Rob Lowe Valley. It's so strange. It takes you out of the show constantly. And the character of Byron, just through the nature of how Chad Lowe is equally sinister and pathetic. Chad Lowe plays this character evil when he is not doing anything wrong, really, and also so sad. He plays him like a cuck. Okay, next we have Paige drowning Emily because she likes Emily and refuses to accept her own queerness. Paige likes Emily, is in denial of her feelings, so she tries to drown Emily. This is going in bad/boring because I will never forgive this show for having a queer woman character and having her love interest be the most boring ass fucking character in the whole show. Okay, this is the B car. We're putting this in perfection. And that is because this is the moment in which A attacks Arya's mom by putting bees in her car. And instead of opening the window, she just allows herself to be attacked by the bees. She doesn't get out of the car. She doesn't roll down the window when there's a bunch of bees in the car. She just goes, for like 10 minutes. It's literally maybe the best 5 minutes of television ever to be. Okay, now we have Ezra as a concept. We're putting him in why did this happen? Ezra is Arya's boyfriend, but he is also her teacher, and it's later revealed that the reason he started dating Arya was to research his book about Allison because he also dated and kind of had a thing with Allison. So 2 for 2 on the hooking up with underage girls. Disgusting. Okay, this is Arya's tie skirt. I put it on this list and I'm putting it in perfection because I cannot communicate to you the iconography of this tie skirt. If you were a 13-year-old girl when Pretty Little Liars was airing, then you know. I saw that and I went, this is fashion. This is glamour. She's not like the other girls. Her skirt is made of ties. Next, we have Noel Kahn. Specifically, the moment in which Noel Kahn trips over his own axe, which he's holding in this photo. He has an old-timey Viking axe. He trips over it and decapitates himself. And that's how he dies. This is going in, why did this happen? Next, we have Jenna. The only reason I've included Jenna in this is because in the beginning of Pretty Little Liars, it is revealed, like in the first season, it's revealed like, hey everyone, these are our main characters. They're pretty, but they're like nice, and they love friendship. And also, they blinded a girl with a firecracker 2 years ago. Come along. Like, they expect you to accept the fact that they all blinded a girl by launching a firecracker into her room. They're like, accept it. let's go, let's do the show. It's a wild jump to assume the audience is just gonna be like, oh, they launched a firecracker into a girl from their school's eyes? All right. So that's going in, this is fine. Okay, this is just a bad hat Spencer wore. She looks like she's fucking newsy, like she's a Dickens character. She's wearing a fucking paper bag on her head. And she just wore this to the high school cafeteria. Okay, this is Mike, Arya's brother. This is a line that was said between Mike and his friends, and I think about it maybe every day. So Arya's and Mike's parents are getting a divorce, and Mike's not taking it well, right? So Mike gets in a fight with his friends at school, and one of his friends goes, "What are you, crackhead this week?" And I think about it constantly. So that's going in, someone wrote this. Someone wrote the line, Mike's friend says, "What are you, crackhead this week?" Okay, this is just the Missy Franklin cameo that happens. At a certain point, Olympic swimmer Missy Franklin comes and is like, "Hey Emily, don't you swim?" And that's a scene. That's a whole scene. Okay, it's going in This Is Fine, because she's a fine actress. It's just whatever. Okay, this is when A steals Emily's eggs and impregnates Allison with them. I'll let that sink in for a second. Emily sells her eggs. A steals the eggs and impregnates Allison with the eggs. I don't really understand. I have a couple questions about the mechanics of the process, because presumably Allison has eggs. And also, putting someone's eggs in you doesn't immediately make you pregnant. So whose sperm is it? You know what? We're gonna go with someone wrote this. I appreciate the drama. Okay, this is the Maddie Ziegler dance cameo. This show rotted my brain, I think. I think my brain is literally rotted. Maddie Ziegler does a cameo. She just dances. That's it. They're at Radley, which is the town asylum. You know how every town has a scary 1950s style asylum? But they're at the asylum. And at one point, Maddie Ziegler from Dance Moms, Top of the Pyramid, you might know her, does a dance. She just does a scary, creepy dance. And then it's never addressed again. It's never addressed. No one asks any questions. It's not clear if it's real. I'm putting this in the why did this happen? Okay, this is perfection. This is the scene in which Arya and Ezra tell Arya's family that they're dating. And everyone's pissed because, again, it's a crime. He's her teacher fully at this point. And then Arya's younger brother, Mike, punches Ezra in the face. It's awesome. Okay, next we have Shauna. Namely, the moment in which Shauna dies because Arya pushes her off of about a 3-foot high stage. They're standing on a stage, like a school auditorium stage, imagine. That's what I'm setting the scene. And she has a gun and she's pointing it at them. And Arya pushes her off the stage. It's literally 3 feet high. That kills Shauna. Shauna's dead. Shauna dies from that. That's going in bad/boring. You can't, it's just so lazy. There's a full gun in the scene. Have the gun go off on her. It makes no sense. In the why did this happen category, we have Toby, who in a flashback scene in which he's in juvie, is wearing a do-rag. Did the writers do coke? I have so many questions. Okay, in the perfection category is the A flash mob. The girls go to New York, and at this moment, a bunch of A's, when they have the girls alone and cornered, they could kill them. They could kidnap them. They could torture them. They could do anything. And what does all of these A's together who have the girls alone do? What do? They just perform a flash mob. They just do a little scary flash mob and then leave. Okay, next we have Alex Drake, which we're gonna put in the bad/boring category. In an effort to tie up 7 seasons of drama, of mystery, in which everyone went, who's A? Who's AD? The final A? We all wanna know. It is revealed that A is Spencer's secret British twin. And they make Troy and Belisario, the actress playing Spencer, do a British accent, and she does the most vile and almost offensive British accent. She literally goes, this is the emotional and suspense-filled crux, climax of 7 years of television. And how do they break it? Alex Drake walks in the room and goes, "Hello, sister." It's the most crushing and confusing wrap-up that this series could have. It's the worst British accent known to man. Okay, and finally, in Someone Wrote This category, we have when Alex Drake turned Ren into a diamond. Alex killed him, burned his ashes, and made them into a diamond necklace for what? For no reason. It is girl boss energy, I have to admit. That's some girl bossery. Why did it need to be in the show? I don't know. Okay, and that is my tier ranking for the most chaotic Pretty Little Liars moments I could think of. I love this show. Please let me know down below if I've missed anything. Your favorite chaotic Pretty Little Liars moment that I missed. Thank you so much for watching, and other than that, I'll see you soon. Bye.